I'm Jerry Gill, producer of this series of films and audio stories. They all concern that cataclysmic period in Victoria's history between 1835 and 1852, when Europeans from Great Britain burst into this part of the world and utterly transformed it, shattering Aboriginal society and initiating deep-going environmental changes. All these stories concern this beautiful old map that was made in 1852. I tell you about it in the first film. Here it is blown up at twice life size so that I can almost walk into it and see the detail. I've been studying it for 15 years and I still haven't exhausted it. Last year I tracked down the original of this map. This is its keeping place. It's at Werribee in the Department of Primary Industries Core Library, a vast shed that holds the drilled-out core samples from mineral prospecting. In a room here, there is a bank of plan presses that store maps that go right back to the beginnings of the history of mining in Victoria. There are many very precious maps here. The map's important to these stories because it enables me to locate the human stories, whether they're Aboriginal or European, colonial or contemporary, into the context of the much larger story of the landscape that unfolds in geological time. In our times, the relationship of human beings to the old Earth has become quite explicitly the major problem facing the species. The stories from the past, the concerns of the present, and all the futures that we imagine or fear, they're intertwined in really interesting ways. The past has come and gone, and it leaves behind all the achievements and detritus of past lives, buildings, tools, books, diaries, tunes, journals, paintings. But the stories about this past are created, told and heard now. And the stories that catch our attention and hold our interest are ones that are relevant to our imagined or feared futures. Most of the paintings, drawings and photographs from the colonial period used in these films are from the pictures collection of the State Library of Victoria. I've also drawn on materials from the maps collection and on journals, diaries and papers from the manuscripts collection. The custodians of Aboriginal heritage in the area of central Victoria is the Dja Dja Wurrung Clan's Aboriginal Corporation. They are responsible for the protection of artefacts and of significant Aboriginal places in the landscape, including its sacred sites. Aboriginal artefacts from Dja Dja Wurrung country have been collected by individuals and organisations and dispersed around Australia and the world. The Dja Dja Wurrung aspire to create a proper keeping place on country to collect, protect and display their cultural heritage. The main source of information about the Loddon Aboriginal Protectorate at Franklin Ford is the Public Record Office of Victoria. These records include the 1841 and 1843 census of Aborigines that show the clan and clan memberships of the Dja Dja Wurrung. They also include the surgeon's records. In La Trobe University Bendigo's library is its special collection of old books that document the emergence of the regional city of Bendigo out of the dust, mud and destruction of the gold rush. I've also drawn on Bendigo Art Gallery's collection of images of early Bendigo. Sometimes you go to a collection or to a keeping place to track down a story, but at other times you can be researching in an archive or a library or poking about the bush, and it's as if a story finds you. It's as though a story's called out to you. Something makes you hearken and you attend more closely than you usually would, you feel there's something to learn, something to communicate, a story there that you can build on and elaborate and share with others.